Every player knows this moment. You're looking at your city, the tram lines hum, the traffic flows, every neighborhood feels like a puzzle piece. For just a second, it feels real. Here's the thing, it doesn't have to stay in the game. Many of the systems that make a Skyline to city work could work in the real world too. This isn't a video about failure. This is about what happens when a city game becomes a blueprint for tomorrow. For years, planners have tried to make cities rational, efficient, and livable. But politics, cost, inertia, and core dependency often drags those visions down. Meanwhile, millions of players build thriving cities every day in a game. What if real urban planning could borrow from the mindset of Skyline 2 players, not just the mechanics? Cities are not fixed. They're built, broken, rebuilt, adapted. And the Sandbox, if used right, can inspire something powerful. In the game, you try something. If it doesn't work, bulldoze, adjust, retry. In real life, one bad decision can last decades. But some cities are learning to treat urban space as a living lab. Copenhagen uses temporary bike lanes, parklets, and pop-up plazas to test before investing. Paris turned car lanes into protected cycle tracks in months because they dared to experiment. Medellín pilots new mobility routes with light infrastructure before committing. That's exactly how players treat their cities. Prototype, observe, adjust. Real cities often skip the observe part. Urban Lesson 1. The future belongs to cities that experiment like players. Players use mods to fix what the base game can't do. Real cities do the same with policy workarounds. Paris converted entire corridors from car lanes to transit priority in months. Barcelona's superblock were a modular experiment born from policy tweaks, not mega projects. Seoul ripped out a highway to build a linear park. Policy innovation over pure engineering. Mods and policies have the same role. They unlock new systems without starting from scratch. Urban Lesson 2. Flexibility beats perfection. In Skyline 2, density isn't fixed. It evolves with demand. Buildings upgrade, streets intensify, neighborhoods layer over time. Real cities that thrive do the same. Tokyo allowed residential and commercial mixing almost everywhere. That flexibility keeps the city dense and livable. Barcelona incrementally densified existing blocks without erasing their character. Vancouver uses gentle density, policies to scale up neighborhoods block by block. Compare that with cities that lock zoning for decades. They freeze urban evolution. Urban Lesson 3. A living city must be allowed to grow, not just be placed. In Skyline 2, transit isn't a side quest, it's the spine of a healthy city. Players learn early. Roads first equals traffic collapse. Transit first equals stable growth. The best real cities understood this decades ago. Vienna built housing around transit, not after it. Seoul uses transit as a structuring force for new districts. Freiburg in Braskau's car-light planning is rooted in tram corridors. Urban Lesson 4. Build mobility like a skeleton, not like a band-aid. Good Skyline players intuitively balance clarity and life. They make walkable cores, legible grids, and connected public spaces. Not because the game forced them to, but because it works. That's what real cities like Amsterdam or Stockholm mastered. Predictable urban structure, variation at human scale, layered mobility, vibrant edges between public and private space. This is the missing middle in the most real planning debates. Cities can be ordered and alive. Urban Lesson 5. People love places that are legible, not rigid. The best Skyline cities survive because players adapt. When traffic builds up, they adjust networks. When demand shifts, they rezone. Real cities that endure for centuries do the same. Rotterdam constantly evolves its flood infrastructure with layered solutions. Singapore has a dynamic land use system that adapts every few years. Curitiba grew around a flexible but rapid transit spine. not fixed mega roads. Urban Lesson 6. Cities shouldn't be finished, they should be tunable. Here's the biggest thing most planners envy about the game. Players build with imagination first and then figure out the systems. Real planning tends to do the opposite, bury imagination under procedure. But cities like Singapore prove you can dream and execute. Long-range vision plus adaptive governance equals a city that actually feels coherent. We need more cities that think like world builders, not just permit clerks. Urban Lesson 7. Imagination is an infrastructure. Your Skyline 2 Sandbox isn't actually fantasy. It's a mirror, a simplified reflection of how cities could function if we trusted experimentation, adaptability, and vision. The future of cities wouldn't be built by a single god planner. It'll be built by many small, iterative moves that add up to something extraordinary. Cities don't have to be broken. They can be playful, smart, and deeply human. Games don't give us control, they give us imagination. And that might be exactly what our cities are missing. If you enjoyed this, check out the original Cities Skyline episode, where we talked about why the fantasy and the reality clash. Subscribe to UrbanDecode, where simulations meet the streets.